Would a big picture overview of 2023 help you prepare for the year? I'm Panda Hershey with Your Full Expression. I'm an astrologer who loves helping people tap into their natural ability to feel what's happening around them and then to live into that to the best of their abilities. On January 18th, on my semi-monthly coffee and charts call, I gave an overview of 2023 month by month. I talk about the planets and the astrological signs they're passing through, but I really tried to create a story that anyone can relate to. And what I've done here is carve out that section of the call so you can watch it at any time. And if you'd like an audio file of this that you could download, just drop me an email at the address below and put 2023 audio in the subject line. Here we go. If you can bear with me, you don't have this picture in your guidebook. So just listening and receiving and being able to go back and listen again later so you can check the details, but see how it feels for you. And I hope it helps make sense. So this is a snapshot of what 2023 looks like. Pluto is basically unchanged. This is the Mercury that we've just completed. The Mars portal is still here because it's still seeping into 2023. One of the key things I love to point out here is how there are two lines here that overlap. Jupiter and Mercury have the exact same portals, and that is a key thing for this year. So the work is really about what Pluto is doing for us. And I think it all boils down to preparing for this new world structure. We get just the smallest taste of it. Pluto in Aquarius is only from March 24th into mid-June. So it's just a couple months. And those couple months will just give us a taste of how things are going to change. I have no idea what it will really be like, but we get the rest of the year to it's almost like looking over the side of the tip of the mountain to see what's down below and saying, okay, I'm going to go back down and I'm going to tell everyone else what I saw. And we're going to, now that we know, we're going to build what we need to get ready and go over to the other side. And so that's what this year is about. All the other things that you're going to be doing are to prepare you for what is changing. And that really arrives a year from now in January 2024. So the connection is first, this second half of the Mars portal relating to taking in the ideas that you're going to need for the future and putting your heart into them and applying them to the new year's energy. From January until May, the 2022 Uranus portal continues, restructuring the way I am present. That began last year and continues for another 5 months. From January into late March, the Pluto portal opens and is in Capricorn until March 24th. So you're doing everything you can to create the framework that takes you to the next level, that allows you to deal with changes in the status quo. And during that time, it's who do I want around me? Who's part of my community that I get to build my framework with, as well as who am I going to want with me in this new changed world? Then, when Pluto moves into Aquarius for a couple months, we will be using all of our tools to deal with whatever upheaval or change in the status quo appears. But during that time, we will experience a little bit of Chiron in Aries. So unexpected outcomes that put the spotlight on you. So it may feel like, oh, wow, this change is pointed right at me and I have to do something about it. Or I've initiated a change and it makes people uncomfortable. And this is just what I know has to be done. But somehow, I have no idea how this is going to show up. That will begin to initiate in April, right as Pluto moves into Aquarius. During that same time frame of Pluto being in Aquarius, Mercury in Taurus, that Mercury retrograde, will be having you think about the possibilities that are coming. So a little bit of this Mercury retrograde portal will overlap with last year's Uranus portal. So it's almost like thinking about the changes you've been making and then thinking about the possibilities that come from having made those changes. And Pluto starts to retrograde back in the middle of that Mercury retrograde. So it's almost as though you're thinking about what you can do, what needs to change, and you get to stop pushing for anything further. It's almost more time to work on yourself. And the Uranus portal shifts. There's almost this recognition of deeper restructuring and changing in how you show up. That happens. And then in June, after the Mercury retrograde portal is done, it's like 3 weeks, and then the Jupiter portal opens in the exact same place in your chart. So whatever you're thinking about, talking about, in terms of what you are doing with your body, that growth opportunity comes in June. It's just lovely to think about that. It's almost like you're planning your growth during April and May. And remember that Pluto is going backwards. So you can stop pushing for whatever whatever effort you've been trying to do in terms of your framework. It's almost like, I'm going to back off. I'm going to come back down the mountain, work on all these things in myself so that I'm ready. And that includes the growth. Plus, right at the same time, just a few days after the Jupiter portal opens, Venus in Leo opens. And it's a few months of seeing who appreciates the gifts that you have to offer. And I think it'll be about building your confidence in whatever that is. And these two things are running in parallel, that you're growing and someone loves what you're doing. And I think such a nice combination. And at the same time, within this Venus portal, the Mercury retrograde in Virgo helps take that fun, what's so easy for you, and helps you perfect it. And something will be in there to challenge you to say, hey, Panda, step it up a bit. You're having fun, yeah, but you can do so much more. And that will be all of us in there, growing, being appreciated, but also the right things coming to say, hey, you can do better. You can make this really beautiful. And I call it transforming fun into a work of art. And then in the fall, you get to integrate all that happened during the summer and integrate all of that growth that you experienced as Pluto starts to move forward. So you will be called to bring those new tools in and new experience in towards rebuilding that framework to get you to the next level. And the Mercury retrograde at the end of the year may identify either a hole, like one more thing you need in your set of tools. So it's like going to learn something, or maybe you need to share some knowledge for someone else who has a hole in their framework so that they can put it into what they need. And there will be this additional narrowing down of the company that you keep. It's almost like, okay, here's going to be my party to go over that mountain with, take a peek over the hill with. And January 21st, a year from now, is when Pluto goes into Aquarius again, and we will be bringing all of our tools to that new world. So I hope that this story is one that helps you set the kind of the framework for the year, and helps you think about, oh, if there is some wonderful opportunity coming this summer, I'm going for it. And allowing that space will bring hopefully wonderful things into your life, and lovely confidence, and the ability to transform what's fun for you into some work of art. I hope that overview was helpful as you think about 2023 and how all of your dreams and goals for the year sync up with that flow. If you would like a downloadable audio file that you can listen to at any time, just drop me an email at the address below and put 2023 audio in the subject line. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time.